That sound means you're back on the air, and the restaurant brokers are now talking about restaurant reality. This is when we give you the full and unbridled scoop about the restaurant business. Okay, Eric, we've been on the air with some presidents and CEOs of major franchise pizza brands, and on every corner you see a pizza place. But does that mean the end is in sight? Is the reality that it's all oversaturated and grown too much?
Not according to these guys, not according to the studies out there. I mean, it is a huge market. It's a huge opportunity. And people seem to love pizza, Robin. They're loving it. They want to eat it. You know, you talked earlier in the show about how many slices of pizza per second. Do you realize, guys, that during our show, right now, at the end of our show, when we sign off, in that 60 minutes, there'd be 1,260,000 slices of pizza that have been eaten in America during that time.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, it continues to amaze me that a product that's been in the marketplace for 40, 45 years continues to just see these iterations of growth. And about 83% of all stores deliver. So we had a concept today that did delivery, and that has its own challenges. So I think some of the advice we heard from these restaurateurs was really on target. Before you go into the pizza business, you can't just say, okay, I'm going to do pizza, and this week I'm going to be about delivery, and next week I'm going to be about customization, and the following week I'm going to be that deal in the marketplace like Little Caesar or whoever. You have to really have a good knowledge and understanding of what your plan is going to be going in. Is that the reality, Eric?
Absolutely, Robin. I've heard the same thing you've heard. Is you have to have a core. A company like Hungry Howie's has been around for 40 years, but they stick to their core. They make adjustment along the way. You got to reinvent yourself within your core. Not like one week, hey, we're going to do buffet because I went down the street and Stevie B's have a line out the door, and so I need to beat them up. And the next week said, you know what, the delivery guys, they have 7 drivers over there. And, you know, on Saturday night, I'm going to be the delivery guy now in the neighborhood. That will not work. Before you get into this business, make sure you understand what are you going to be, and then build around that. Whether it's technology, the best oven that you have to for your concept. Like we heard about these new concepts, Chipotle-like pizza, Robin, are coming on board, and they have different ovens. It looks like you can cook a pizza in 3 or 4 minutes. Is that amazing?
That is very different from that double stack Baker's Pride oven that's been out there for years and years delivering an amazing pizza, or a wood-fired oven. And I mean, we go through these flights of fancy because, you know, one year it's the wood burning craze, and then the next year it's coal burning or something different that always it's going to give a different pizza flavor to the pizza. And at the end of the day, it just feels like Americans' appetite is insatiable for this product, and whatever's invented, they'll go to it, but it's a matter of will they go for the long term or for the short term. Is it a flash in the pan or something that's going to have long-term some longevity in this business?
Yeah, and understand your community. Matt talked about in their concept, they're looking for people that know their community, know the areas. I mean, they want to break bread without breaking the bank, which is an interesting concept. But you know, do you go upscale? Do you go to that Chipotle concept? Do you go takeout delivery? All these answers should be answered by doing your market research where you are. It's not always what you want to do. If you want to do certain things and say, I will not deviate from that, then you may have to move to another area for your concept to be successful.
And you need to know it up front too, because it's going to make a difference in what size your footprint is. If you're going to do takeout and delivery, you can do it in a tiny space. We're talking about 1,000 square feet. You may not, in some municipalities, even need a hood because the convection ovens are vented differently, or pizza ovens are vented differently than traditional line. But if you decide, hey, I'm going to do some wings and throw those in a fryer. So if you understand up front what you're going to do, if you're going to serve alcohol, that means you're going to need a bigger footprint. All those things come into play, and the reality of the business is people ask you to sit down, and I will ask you to sit down as a restaurant broker and say, build me your business plan. What do you intend to do? And the landlord wants to look at it. That's for a reason, so that you understand not only you're going to do for the short term, but what your long-term expectations, and are you building in the infrastructure, size, costs, and resources that you need in order to be successful in that concept.
Yeah, and Robin just talked about a magic word, business plan. A lot of you do it for the landlord to keep him happy, and then put him in drawer number 7 and never take it out of there ever again. That is a big mistake. That business plan is your roadmap that you created. You yourself usually create, maybe with some help of advisors, for your success. And if you just don't listen to yourself, then you have a big problem. And this is not a one-time document that is going to be good for the next 40 years. We heard Steve today on about his company. They are constantly reinventing revamping, upgrading, changing. He said from 2008 sorry, to 2012, they had to make a lot of changes because they found themselves on their heels, and to make sure that they survived the economic times that were challenging in their area, up in the Michigan area. So you have to look at this on an ongoing basis. Even restaurant brokers, Robin and I, early in the year, we always pull up our business plan and look at it, challenge ourselves to be better, to better serve our customers, our client, and the markets that we want to be in. And if you're not doing that, you may be heading for some troubles in the future.
Okay, so enough about that, because I know a lot of people out there are now ready to go.